Hi everybody, this is Ron, and right now what I'm going to do is I'm going to introduce you to really a true gadget man, as well as a gadget car, a project car from day one. But I'm going to turn the camera over to Andre, let him introduce himself and tell him about some of his history here.
Hi, I'm Andre DeLeon. I'm from Houston, Texas. I've been messing with my car now for I think well over 5 years, close to 150,000 miles. You want to just tell them everything?
Yeah, just introduce them to the principles of being a gadget man in search for better mileage. How did this thing start? I mean, Geos aren't notorious for power. They're pretty efficient, generally speaking, but
yeah, they're. I don't know what the actual stock horsepower was. The original efficiency. This one is a 1996 Geo Prism. The same thing as a Toyota Corolla, but it has a smaller motor. It's a 1.6 liter with a 3-speed transmission. As you can see, I have nearly 0 ohm wires. This here is a we're preheating.
Let's do one thing at a time, okay?
Right, no problem.
So let's look at those wires, okay? So I see these are very stiff, they're very rigid, and they're coiled up. Can you explain these things to me?
Essentially, it's just the inventor, the people down in Florida, the guy that did this, is just basically 0 ohms. Lots of people pay lots of money just to get like a racing Camaro, a Charger, a Mustang, for multi-threaded, getting down the ohms. Basically, by having 0 ohms, you're drawing less power from the battery, which means you have the alternators turning on less, which means you don't have the load on the motor, which means better electricity. You get more spark out of your plugs, and then again too, then your car isn't having to recharge itself by constantly the energy that it's drawing off the battery to turn on the alternator to get that whole process kicking again. So that's why I did that. And also this also reduces the load, which.
All right, so that's one thing. Now I see some aluminum foil here in the front. What's this about?
That is a copper device underneath there. We're preheating the fuel to lower the flash point, or basically preheating the fuel so that the flash point inside the combustion chambers, it burns more of the fuel and less of the fuel, because it's actually, you brought down that flash point, if I'm saying that right.
No, you're bringing it closer to the vaporization point.
Yeah. And then
the flash point is the temperature at which it burns. Okay?
Right.
What you're talking about is the point of BTU saturation, where it becomes a vapor.
Right. Well, exactly. And the other way that I do that to maximize it, all you guys out there that have done all the HHO work, I haven't had an HHO system on nearly for 2 years on this. But the reason why I did this is I got really incredible results with this. But before that, I had 1 pound of magnets, and it amplified that. And off the first time I used both of those in combination, the magnet. Anybody who says the magnets doesn't work on fuel, come to me. I'll show you the difference. It does work. Just put it on a little Toro or John Deere tractor. You'll get about a 10 to 20% better efficiency instantaneously.
I should think it matters how they're installed on the lines myself.
Yes, yeah. You want them as close. You want to get the magnets as close as possible to the fuel rail.
Doesn't the polarity have to be a certain direction also?
Depends how many magnets you have.
If
you have just 2 magnets or one, don't get these little round magnets you see, or I mean it's a joke. You need a lot of magnetism, and don't put it near your ECU, your onboard. If you put that thing here, you'll wipe or kill your computer. So find out. That's just a little safety tip. Again, please be safe in all this stuff. If you have any questions, contact anybody like your local neighborhood gadget man.
You're going to be a gadget man in Houston pretty soon.
Yeah. We're working on that right now.
Be on your way home on Monday, God willing. All right, so let's see. All right, so what else do we have here that you could tell them? Is there anything else in here that?
I have a K&N filter, which I'm going to go with a more efficient filter. I don't like these because you have to oil them and clean them. The problem with any type of oil filter is that you get your sensor. You have to clean it every once in a while. I'm not the best at that, but don't do the oil filter stuff, meaning these types of filters. And they actually, some people say this allows less sediment. That's not true. I'm finding it has the same amount of sediment that's getting into my intake, which will mess up the inside, and you don't want that. So be really careful. Again, my goal is to add hundreds of thousands of miles. When I installed these in 2007 and 2008, my goal is always to add not just 100 to 200, but 300,000 miles on every vehicle.
And how many miles is on this thing?
This thing has, on my way out here to Arizona, I crossed 277,000 miles. And this thing runs incredibly. Every mechanic is very impressed with. I know this is. I apologize for the dirtiness of the motor. I went through the desert, okay, but it needs more work.
The desert is a dusty place too. And even living in a house in the middle of the city, trust me, there is dust comes through my house. I have to constantly be cleaning my computers. So yeah. Don't worry about the dust.
All right. Let's see. We've modified. We've simply put aluminum foil around the O2 sensor.
Oh yeah. I knew there was something else.
And
can't quite see
that was simply that basically gets.
Oh yeah, there it is down the bottom.
This is this 1996 is a lot of the car guys, HHO system and Gadget Man and people who just are enthusiasts know that that original is the first OB2 system. That oxygen sensor is 1 volt, which is a triangular waveform, and you want to get that down to a half volt. And that half volt is basically it's saying that it's heated up, and the ECU or the onboard computer is going to lean on your gas mileage. I've used that one. I've had mixed results on that. Anybody that's going, I don't have it. I had an EFI on here. I had a horrible time with it. They're very temperamental. If you do buy an EP from anybody, make sure you have a warranty on that thing. And there are some good people out there. I can't recommend anybody right now because it's been a while. So
I can.
Anybody? Okay.
I can. I'll tell you. If you guys are interested in getting an electronic fuel injection enhancer to put into your O2 system, which it's illegal for someone to do it in my position. I can help you do it, but it's $5,000 a whack if the EPA catches me installing them. And believe me, they want that money. But the FEs, the best company that I've found to deal with is called fuelsaver-mpg.com. Reach out to Mike Curley, K-E-H-R-L-I there. And just trust me when I say you deal with him, he will take care of you. I watched him for a couple of years before I ever made a suggestion that anybody do business with him, and I kept track of him and how he treated me as well as a few of my other friends that were doing business with him. And when they did have a run, see, it's not when everything goes right that you need an expert behind you, somebody that stands up. It's when something goes wrong that it's important that they know what they're doing, and they'll supply you with all the diagrams and everything if you need them to get it installed. Mike is wonderful. fuelsaver-mpg.com. There's a link up at Gadget Man Group for that under fuel saving technologies. Now let's go back to Andre here. What else would you say?
Let's see here. Oh yeah, I'll tell you something that I've been. All the people I contact that ask me anything, I know this is. I wish I was getting paid by these people. Buy Michelin tires, the MXV4 series tires, the SA and TA. These are now I think they're like the great, like 7 generations from, if you saw Who Killed the Electric Car or General Motors EV1, General Motors went to Michelin and said, can you build us or make us the most energy efficient tire? What they've done now, and Michelin does lead, and I know some people are, but overall for the price, the efficiency, I would buy it at Costco, or wherever you buy your tires from. But and then when you do that, I want you to put nitrogen. I've been running nitrogen now for almost 4 years in my tires. People laughed at me, and once the minute everybody does it, switches over to Michelin's or just any tire, putting nitrogen, you balance out the tire, you burn, the tread wear evens it out, and you're talking about stabilizing. And people are very shocked at how much even a small car feels like it's a bigger car. The car stabilized, and the tires are going to last longer. And you can get anywhere from a half mile all the way up to 3, and with a Michelin, maybe even up to 3 to 4 miles more per gallon. So that's something.
Yeah, cool. Now, guys, if you want to consider why that happens, I'm your man there. Nitrogen has a different density than the common air that we breathe, although it represents about 72% of the air in our atmosphere. Still, it expands and it contracts differently at different temperatures. So as the temperature of the tire warms up, it keeps a more even pressure on the tread. And it does extend your tire life along with a number of other benefits. It varies from engine to engine. Some vehicles, the computer just will not give up mileage. So, but you keep doing the best you can. You keep reducing your drag and road resistance and all that. And anyway, but yeah, Andre, is there anything else you want to say about your car? What did you start out with on your miles per gallon on this?
When I first bought it, I think if I was lucky, if you could imagine, I was getting 27 miles to the gallon. And the issue with these geoprisms are really, really awesome, and you can you can buy them right now at a pretty good deal because they are Toyotas. The issue is the 1.6 liter. It has a 3-speed transmission. I didn't even know they made those after 1979, but I was lucky, and it's just because I don't have. That's why all the new cars basically have a 6-speed automatic. But the 3-speed, that's not.
Well, no. So if I can bring you back to point, so you started out with the best case scenario, 27 miles to the gallon, right?
If I was super lucky, 29, and that means all conditions were, and that's before I was even tracking it.
Yeah.
But it was really 27, 29.
So now your low end is 27, 29.
27 inside Houston traffic, and anybody that's been to Houston on I-10, they have extended from 3 lanes to 5 lanes, but it's still like a parking lot or Southern California traffic. It's still really bad, and or it's getting like Boston.
So 27 to 29 was your high before. Now 27 is your low now, and your high, as I heard you say, was around 40.
Yeah, I was actually, when I was coming in here, I was getting, if you could imagine, with going, I don't know what the grades were in the hills, but I guess it was real cool in the desert last night, and then all of a sudden I was coming in, gosh, when I was in Arizona, I was getting about anywhere from 30 to 35, depending on the fuel. And then all of a sudden this morning, starting about 5 or 4, I have to look at my times because I went through 2 time changes, but I have it on Central Time. But my gas mileage just exploded. And I know that's the density of the air. There's more negative ions in the air, cooler air, and all those types of things. So.
Right. Oh, wonderful. All right. So guys, as you can see, now Andre has been working on various fuel efficiency measures for quite a few years, and investigating and exploring and talking to experts around the world. I have no doubt he sent out thousands of emails. Was that a smile?
Yeah, well, I've been keeping that on the hush-hush. I don't want to end up dead in a ditch.
So there are people out there that are rattling cages and challenging the authority that we've accepted from the big three and the government and the EPA and everything else. And trust me, it's right to challenge authority. We're supposed to do that. That is the nature of our republic, the Republic of the United States of America. So when instead of just accepting things that you're uncomfortable with, challenge them. Get up off your butt and do something about it. You are sure to be glad you did. And you can get more information about these different things that Andre's told you about all over the internet. So please do take some time and do some research. And oh yeah, go to GadgetManGroove.com and click on Get Grooved, and you just explore the site. You'll find a wealth of information there too. So God bless y'all richly and warmly. Oh, do you have anything else to say, Andre?
God bless, guys. Do everything you can and find the difference that makes a difference on your car. And I believe that's everything we talked about. But most importantly, the Gadget Man groove. You got to get the groove.
Yeah, your car liked it, didn't it?
Hell yeah.
All right. So God bless y'all richly and warmly. And remember to smile for a stranger today. You will both be glad you did. Bye-bye now.